Hi, Collective. Thanks for joining. Um, I am new to YouTube. My name is Jeff, and I am actually here to offer um, some guidance and healing to um, the those who are in the awakening process, who may be having some difficulty in navigating things. There's not exactly a guidebook to awakening, and it can be really confusing and frustrating. And I know that coming out the other end of things, um, I'm being guided to offer support and healing to those who are looking for it, who are in need of it. So I'm going to try to keep messages short and sweet. I'm also going to be doing tarot cards and oracle card polls, and I'll be posting fairly regularly. And maybe you'll see my face, maybe you won't. Right now, I'm not in the best circumstances, but again, I'm on the tail end of what I believe to be the end of my troubles. But nonetheless, I've been guided to do this because I have everything that I need to do it. And amen to that, right? So I'm grateful for that, and I'm just going to do what I've been guided to do, not out of resentment. And it's truly just out of, just love and understanding for people's struggles, and everybody's doing the best that they can right now with what resources they have. So what we want to do is just give you more resources. A lot of great tarot card readers out on YouTube who offer some great nuggets of information for those who are in the awakening process. Tarot card readers can be very helpful in providing general guidance, because I know that's where I looked primarily. But you don't want to give out too much power away. And in our blindness, sometimes we overlook for guidance from outside of ourselves. And part of the awakening process is really trusting our intuition and looking inward for answers, and looking inward to heal ourselves. So this is going to be, I am a healer. I'm a high priest. I offer healing through these sessions. So even just listening in on these, and hopefully you'll hear something that's helpful. And maybe you just needed to hear somebody who gives a shit about you and what you're going through. This voice, this person right here, we are all one, but I do care. I truly do. If you're suffering, even if you're not suffering, and you're doing well, and you just want to hear a message of encouragement, I'll tell you then to, give the gift of encouragement and do something similar and support, whether it be a YouTube channel. I'm in my mid 40s. I never thought I'd have anything on YouTube. Like, I don't even know how to do this really, but I'll figure it out, right? Like, we figure things out as we're guided to do them, right? So I'm just supposed to be a beacon of hope. I had a really rough awakening process. Like, it started back in 2018 when I was informed that I was a healer during a psychedelic trip. I knew it was real, so it's not like it was one of those like, whoa, trippy things. I was very well aware of what was going on, and I'm very well aware that I truly am a healer. I just didn't know what it meant. But I do channel messages. And I didn't really fall fully into awakening until the last fall. So it's really only been, like 6 to 8 months where it really triggered and it upticked, where like the divine literally shook me out of my life, and flipped everything upside down, because that was required in order to wake me up. Like, I was in such extreme conditions, and I don't even know how the divine got me out of there. I'll be quite honest. Like, every single person in my life, not every single one, last one, was deemed as toxic and not able to be around me. I was evicted from my place, being a good standing tenant, never missing rent. I got evicted. Like, that's how far the divine went. And I know there was reasons behind the eviction that the divine will take care of and is aware of, but I'm just telling you, that's how well orchestrated it was. It didn't give me an option other than to fucking leave everything behind. No choice. But in exchange for that, I was asked to do something for the divine, for the greater good, in the name of the divine. And it was no small task. I was asked permission. Like, they asked if I wanted to do it. I was shown something that was meant for me to be seen. That's between me and the divine, and I did what I had to do, and I walk in divine grace, and I do truly believe that I am protected in divine grace. And I have faith that my situation, although not ideal today, it will improve. And I've been instructed to start these videos before things are great. Like, I don't have a place to live right now, but I've this is the first time in my life I've never had a place to live, and I'm not scared at all. You know, I know the divine has my back. I've been told this. You know, I believe this. I've been given downloads. I've been given the gift of my intuition. I've always had it. We all have it, by the way. It was just reignited in me, thankfully, right? It's great to see things as they truly are, to see through illusions. It's also why I'm alone in my day-to-day life. But that'll change too, right? Like, I will find my tribe. I have an online tribe, but that's, and online tarot readers, they understand, like, they might even be guided to this video and know that they're in my tribe, because I know who's in my tribe. And I look to a select few tarot card readers for my, I call it spiritual news, right? Like, some are more for tea, like some, the down low, and then others some will give me tough love. Some will give me, logical advice. And, anyway, there's beauty in the community if you can find the right resources and be discerning about who those resources are and not giving too much power up to those resources. And I only say that from experience, because when you're blindfolded in awakening and trying to figure out what's real, what's not, who's with you, who's not, like, what's up, what's down, that's when you're most vulnerable. And that's when, obviously you feel most vulnerable, but it's scary. It's really scary. And some people don't have any empathy for that, even though, if they're in the spiritual realm and they're aware of it, they've gone through some version of it. Who they work for is another thing, but they've still gone through some, initiation process. So they're aware of what you're going through, but they might not be empathetic to it. I, on the other hand, I feel like it's our responsibility in the spiritual community, if you are awoke, to do your best to help ease the process for others who are going through the process, not to make it more difficult. Plain and simple. Like, it shouldn't, that's the thing. If you might not even know, you need to look out for that, for deception. And but it's tarot card reading and YouTube and resources on YouTube and people, places and things. They don't change just because they're online, right? That doesn't make them trustworthy just because I have a channel and followers. Discernment is something that comes along with your intuition, and it's important that you use that gift, because that is a God-given gift, and it is your right to use it along with your intuition. So know that. I want to help, help ease your burdens and offer healing. If there's something in particular that you're going through and you want to drop it in the comments, I'd like to make this community-based conversation, but I'll respond to all comments, even though at this point I don't have any followers, but I know that God will guide those to this message who need it. Again, like, I know I'm not showing my face this time, but again, I'm doing this in my car, and I'm going to switch it up a little bit and really provide what information the divine really asks me to share with you. But for now, I know it's really just to give you some peace of mind, to let you know that you're not alone, to let you know that you're not crazy, and it's okay to let go of people and places and things. I know it's scary, because then what do you have, right? It feels like, well, I'm not going to have anything left. Once you let go, you'll be blessed. That's the thing. Like, until you let go of it, you can't get more, right? And so, like, you have to let go in order to receive and then be open to new abundance. But you have to do that because you have to walk blindly in faith. And that's not easy. I'm not saying it is, but times are changing. And we're going to see a massive shift in the currency of this world, which is love and understanding, unconditional love and understanding and truth. And almost most importantly, truth, because that's what's been abused for way too long. And as a light worker, I know that the divine is fed up with, and the thing is, we all have free will, and we have free will here on earth. Everybody does. And I've not always walked in the light. I am not preaching. I'm not. But I've chosen to walk in the light, towards the light, and I've redeemed myself. And I walk purely in the light, and I always will for the rest of my life. Those are facts. But it's never too late to redeem yourself. And what's been going on for way too long through free will is abuse of power, and the use of fear, anxiety, and time to control souls, like beings, souls that aren't meant to be restricted in these ways and to live in these tiny little boxes and to really not truly experience life and live. It's been programmed into us, and to get us out of that mindset is just, it's uncomfortable and it's so painful. But the weird thing is, it's so painful, but the whole intention of it is so we can be happy, so we can walk in God's grace. That's really it. He just wants us to walk in his grace. And it's really that simple, but we've all made it complicated by creating drama, or doing the wrong thing, or taking the shortcut, or stealing, or giving into vices, whatever it might be. And again, I'm not preaching. I've come from a very dark place, which I was saved from by the grace of God, and because he did trust me enough. He trusted my integrity enough to give me a second shot. Actually, it's more like a 20th shot. But my purpose is to spread light, and I woke up at the right time for me, and you're waking up at the right time for you. And there are resources here for you. And trust me, I am providing healing through this, through my voice, to your ears. And just know that my unconditional love is here in support of you. My unconditional love helps support the frequency here on earth. And that's not self-important. That's truly my mission here on this earth. And it's truly just to provide support and love to everybody I meet. I don't have any malice in my heart. I've been, through the awakening process, that's been my gift. That was the gift. Is peace in my heart for everybody, even those who have wronged me. I don't focus on that because that gives them power. And it's not even about taking their power away. It's just not giving mine away, right? So, and it's been a long journey. It's been hard, but trust me, there's people here who support you, and there's a reason why you're being guided. It's really to do something for humanity, for the highest good, whether or not you are a whistleblower in some way, and because you've seen something that you need to stand up for, or small or big, it doesn't matter. If you're being called to a vocation of some sort to support, the less fortunate, but you love doing it. If you're being called to do it, do it. You're going to get the support that you need. I mean, really, the new guidance and how things are going to work moving forward, as I'm literally, taping this, the new move forward strategy is like the currency of love. In truth that's it. So if you are poor in those areas, you are just going to be poor. Truth will prevail. Standing up and doing the right thing will be rewarded, and it will become the norm. Whereas right now, deceit, manipulation, lies are the norm and almost expected, and that cannot continue. We all need to stand in the light and for the greater good. There's enough to go around for everyone, and we are all one at the end of the day anyhow. And so that's what karma is. You do something bad to someone else, it comes back to you because you've done it to yourself. You're just doing it to yourself. So it's in your best benefit, because you're doing it to yourself, to show compassion, kindness, and love to others, right? Because what will you receive back? Exactly. So what you put out into the universe is what you receive back. You cannot put out dark magic and ill wishes on people and expect to live a good, peaceful light in the, life in the light. Like, that makes no sense at all, right? You have to embody what you want to receive back, because now is the age where it's going to start coming back. There is nowhere to hide anymore. That is changing. Things are changing. And that's why I've awoken. And that's why so many of you are awakening. And that's why I'm offering you this help to awaken. So if you have questions, if you're facing something, you feel helpless, you feel like you're to the end of your rope, first of all, have faith, say a prayer, and then reach out, right? Like, reach out for help. There's somebody who will respond to it, whether it be a comment to this, this message, some kind of online forum. Trust me, somebody will reach out, somebody will see your message when it's needed, because whatever you ask for, you will always have. The divine will always provide it, as long as you're walking in your highest purpose, or at least walking towards it, right? Walking towards the light, doing something that you know you should do, versus maybe something that you want to do or is more comfortable. Do the hard thing, but do the thing that the divine is showing you to do. That's my advice. As light workers, it's our responsibility to do what's for the greatest good, not what's best for us. And that is the sacrifice, but there will be a reward for that as well. And if you do it solely for the reward, that's seen too. There is no hiding here in spirituality. There is no buying your way to the top. You can't cheat your way to an awakening. You can't use your third eye if you haven't opened it, period. So this is, in my opinion, this is a very elite group of people who have the ability to see beyond the veil. But that needs to become common, right? Like, it should not just be a small portion of the population. We need everybody to be awoken. We need everybody to be on an even playing field, not to be controlled by fear and anxiety and low vibrational feelings, right? And to heal our childhood wounds, right? The things that we've grown up with, that we've continued to blame for our addictions or our actions, right? Instead of fixing them, we just continue to spiral. We need to fix them, right? We need to offer healing and love. And that's what I come with. And it's free. Do you know what I mean? It's free. Like, that's how it should be, so my advice is, the next time you have a chance to do something or say something nice, even if you think it about somebody and you're not one to, like, say it out loud, like, if you think somebody looks good in a color, or, like, even if you're a guy and it sounds ridiculous, say it. Fucking say it. Make somebody feel good. Just fucking make somebody feel good. Even if it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter how small it is. Make somebody feel good. Just do it. Do it once. Watch. Just doesn't matter how shitty your day is. It'll put you in a good mood. It'll put that person in a good mood. And it starts a wave. Again, what you put out into the universe is what comes back to you. That's just an example on a very, very small scale thing. But nothing goes unrecorded in the universe. So things like doing things behind closed doors, those are not free. Those aren't freebies. Those are seen. And hopefully you know that. But from a spiritual perspective, everything's seen. Everything's tallied up. So it's like, people need to be awoken that karma it's coming due. Like, taxes are due, my friends. So that's why I was awoken when I was awoken, because the tables are turning now, and I was not on the right side of the wheel. I was not. I was not. I was an addict. I've been battling addictions my whole life. I was doing things that were not in the light, and maybe not everybody's been there, but I've definitely been there. I'm not, it's not that I'm proud of it, but I'm also not ashamed of it. It's brought me to where I am today, and that's why I'm even talking to you right now. But I'll tell you, I've been through it, and because I've been through it, I feel like I can give you this advice. I've been through it all, and when asked by the divine, when I was called, I didn't flinch, and it's because my heart is pure, and I would only regret not answering the call. So, and I don't want you to regret answering a call if you're receiving it. You're not crazy. And even if it's just you, out of your group of friends, or it doesn't really matter. If you're being called, answer the call and do the hard thing. And realize that, unless, you're given really blessed circumstances, a lot of the people, places, and things around you, unfortunately, usually have to be stripped. And if it's important enough, the divine will do that for you if you're not able to do it. So know that if that is something you're experiencing, if you're experiencing towers from like a tarot perspective, if you're experiencing a lot of towers and you're like, what the fuck? But you're not a bad person, which I wasn't. I was a good person. I wasn't walking in the light, but I was absolutely I've always been a beautiful person. Like, I've always been very giving and kind and going out of my way. Never any doubt in my mind, but yeah, the divine will take care of you. Just do the right thing, and it's hard to wake up every day and believe. When I started my awakening journey, I was spiritual to some extent, definitely not religious, and I had never prayed really, except for when I was a little kid, like before bedtime, but I had never prayed, the only time I would pray is like, oh shit, God, please don't let that happen, kind of pray, like before shit goes down. That would be my prayer, right? And, thanks for that, like, last minute prayer, Jeff. But in any case, I never prayed, and I certainly never would have thought my life would be devoted to the divine, but it is. Like, I'm fully devoted to the divine. I mean, it's not like I think God this, God that, but I mean, I live my life according to his will. Like, whatever I'm instructed to do, I just simply do, and I feel honored to even be open to the divine channel that I've been open to. I'm very grateful, and I wouldn't give it up for anything in the world. It has not been easy, but it's not supposed to be easy because we have to do it in blind faith. There are no instructions that can be given out by the divine. It's not like we're going to get written instructions, right? We have to open our intuition. We have to open our third eye in order to effectively hear him and use our discernment to make sure that we're getting the right messages. But earth angels are often, because of our energy, of our high energy, of our comforting energy, we are usually the last to know that we have this special energy, right? Because we've always been in this energy, and those around us who are not earth angels, when they're around us, they've experienced this heightened energy, and so they have obviously narrowed it down to who it is. And a lot of people in my life have taken advantage of that to an extent that I wouldn't have believed, to be quite honest. But nonetheless, I was the last to know of who I was. And it's also why the extreme pulling out of my environment happened. It was because I was surrounded, like literally, by people who were aware of who I was and taking advantage of it. And then me just being who I am and always having lived that life in that way, I didn't even know any better. So I had to be like surgically removed from my environment. And that's like, again, fixed Scorpio sign. So it's like, I don't like fucking change. I'm going to fucking rebel until like literally my knuckles bleed. And it was hell getting out of there. But it triggered my awakening. I was forced to be by myself for 5 weeks. It was a lesson in self-love, because that's really the first lesson in the awakening. Like I was an incredibly kind and giving and selfless person, but in that, one of my biggest flaws and the biggest thing that I needed to work on was self-love, because I was so giving and I was so accommodating, because that's who I am, but I never I never had the expectation of receiving it back. And receiving back at all made me so terribly uncomfortable that I'd rather just not. Like, that's how I would describe it, like being the center of attention or getting gifts at a birthday party. I had no, like, hell no. Like, I just didn't want it. I wasn't able, I was being trained to open my heart to receive instead of just give. So instead of emptying my cups constantly and being depleted and never getting it back from even the people I thought closest to me, right? And I didn't even recognize it. Everybody's filling their cups off of me and leaving me completely depleted and not even caring, right? And I didn't know. I'm like, like, I'm just me doing my thing. So it took a really drastic change for me to see that. But I'm standing fully in my power now. I know exactly who I am, and I know what I've been asked to do, and I stand in divine grace because of that. And we're all being instructed to do what we know is right now. So if there's something going on in your life that you know you need to do or make right, now's the time to do that and stand strong, be brave. Know there's a change in energy coming. And I will come with some tarot card readings really soon. This is my first video and my third attempt at doing it. And and it's not because I didn't like what I recorded the first 2 times. It's just I wasn't doing it right, or I don't know. But I'm gonna get this motherfucker out one way or another, because this is what I've been guided to do, and I've been avoiding it because I'm not under the greatest of circumstances. But I can't wait for my circumstances to be ideal before I choose to help others. I can't. There's no time for that. There's no time. That's selfish, right? I can't wait until I'm comfortable to make sure that my fellow angels, or even humans, like whoever's going through awakening and really going through this process and scratching their head like, what the fuck? Here's some comfort for you. Here's some healing. You are okay. It's going to be okay. Whatever big decisions that you're facing, as long as you're being guided to do them, and they are in the greatest good. And, sometimes it feels like it's not the best thing for you because it's just uncomfortable. That doesn't mean it's not the best thing for you. It just means it's uncomfortable. You have to accept that sometimes. As long as you don't put yourself in harm's way, right? You never want that. But we always need to do what we're being asked to do. And there is a reason why we have to walk in faith. It's, again, because God can't, print out blueprints. We have prophets. We have people that we can look to, even in the YouTube community, that do speak the word of the Lord. And if that floats your boat, listen to it. I know that I listen to the word of the Lord. Am I a religious person? No. I believe in God. I truly do. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. I was raised Roman Catholic, but that has nothing to do with my belief. My belief comes truly through what's been channeled to me directly. So that's just me, right? And I don't know how it works for everybody else. I can just truly tell you how my experience has worked. I'm open to answering questions about how my experience works. And that's not a straightforward path. It just doesn't turn on one day. You are set through a series of tests that literally just push you to a limit where you don't have a choice other than to develop the skill. That's what it is. That's why it's so trying and challenging, because you're put in these scenarios that are they seem like impossible, right? Or they seem like insurmountable or mind-blowing in some way, shape, or form. But if you're in the awakening process, it's really to help you hone in on listening to your intuition. And again, what people don't realize is the one common language everybody speaks. And it doesn't matter where you're from in the world. We all have the ability to speak through our hearts. You can look at, we do this a lot with kids. So this is and I love kids, I love animals, and I love plants. I think those are the 3 things that, as long as you love those 3 things, we're good. Because you gotta love life, right? And I love those 3 things, and they're beautiful, they're pure, and they should be protected in my mind. That's just how I feel. But I love children, and it's because they're so pure. And if you really and once you become awakened, or once you open your heart even, which is part of the awakening process, is being open to receiving and giving love. But once you have done that, and I've always loved kids, but now that I'm awoken and I'm around kids, it's I swear they're speaking to me. They don't even need to make a noise. I mean, it's they speak through their heart because it's the only language they can use, right? But it's inherently in them. It's inherently in all of us. That's the thing. But we are not taught to trust our gut. We're not taught to hone into our feelings, right? We're not taught that it's important to show unconditional love, even in times of grave disasters. We're just not taught those important things. We've lost sight of them, and we replaced it with the importance of knowledge and thought. And our brains are just a tool to help us get through life. They're not meant to rule our life. They're not meant to be the center of our life, right? We have to be able to get out of our minds. And that's what meditation is. It's really to take you out of your mind just for a moment. So if you can get into just a state of meditation, which isn't terribly difficult, you can even do it riding a bike or walking or jogging. Like, you don't have to meditate. You can do however you choose to, as long as you're doing something mindless that doesn't require like your mind to be active, like a video game person, let's say. That's not like a version of meditation. Not against the video games. I'm just saying, like, you don't want to be using your mind. You want to like really fall into your body, into your heart space. And it doesn't take long. It could take 3 minutes. It could take 2 minutes. It doesn't really matter. You can do it. I do it to music sometimes. It doesn't really matter, as long as your intent is to just go inward. And really try to just reduce any noise from anxiety or fears. Once you're there, you'll feel it, when you're there. And you just keep trying. It's my advice. And writing out your intentions, like every new moon, that's something that I would highly recommend. The reason why I say that is it actually became my roadmap to manifestation. So that's a gift I'm giving you. If you're in the awakening process every new moon, if you're writing down what your intentions are, and of course, hopefully they're pure of heart, and it's really the only way the universe is going to give them to you anyway. But if you're writing down your intentions about how you want to see things go, and they don't have to be super specific, they can be very general, but put your intentions out there every new moon. It's a fresh start every new moon. And to put your intentions out into the universe is really powerful. And what I found when I go back to my intentions as previously written, I have actually written my own history. So it's actually what's brought me along my awakening journey. It's actually something I asked for in my intentions. I did not write out the specifics of how it went down, and I certainly did not expect the level of discomfort that came along with what I asked for. But the reality of what I asked for was I was headed to have a lot of discomfort, as requested, right? Because I asked to be awakened, basically, to be the best version of myself I could possibly be, and to be of service to the greatest good. So it wasn't even on a religious basis that I asked. I stated my intentions. They were very pure. That's all. They were just pure they were in the light, right? I always, my heart's in the light. I don't ever wish anything bad upon anybody. I just don't. It's not my thing. I don't, words are spells. I don't wish bad things on people. I don't even think bad things about people. If I have a bad thought, I can shake it out of my head. Like everybody, I'm human, but to hold on to those things, they just entrap you, and they just cause chaos and strife in your life. Negativity, like, again, what you're sending out into the universe, what you're telling the universe is you want more of that back. So it's going to send more of that back. So it's really, that's why the people, places, and things, and getting away from those during the awakening process, and really why you have to separate yourself, is to get yourself out of cycles that you've been stuck in. Because if you don't remove those things, then you're just going to keep repeating them, and rightfully so. And I get it. I've been there. I'm not judging. I've been, man, the cycles I've been in, I don't wish them on anybody. They're fucking terrible. I mean, terrible. But there's a reason for that. I can empathize with anybody. I can uplift just about anybody, and it's truly because when somebody tells me something that distressing that's gone on with them, I mean, I can feel their raw emotion, and as a result, whether or not I've even been through it, I can offer words of healing. I truly can. And those are channeled to me. Those are given to me by the divine. That's my gift. That's part of being a healer, is that's a God-given gift. It's not something I possess. It's not my possession. But in those moments, those people are guided to me in those moments to get those words, when they need them. I'm also a form of karma, where I come into people's lives and act as that, whether or not they're willing to accept lessons. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying my presence, the guidance that I'm given, and just the way I live and talk is is really part of the lesson for the people that I encounter. It's not something that I do purposefully and not from a high horse or anything like that. It's just part of my role, and I've become aware of that. And that's part of healing, right? It's making people face their shadows. They're doing their shadow work. So that's not pleasant for anybody. So I'm kind of like a tax collector in that sense. It's not really highly revered in a way. I guess it depends on how you look at it, but I do this for the greatest good. Like, I don't know if taxes they're for the collective. I don't know if they're for the greater good all the time, but what I do is truly for the greater good. And I'm confident in that, and it gives me peace of mind. So even though I'm not where I need to be yet, I truly believe that since I've done what I need to do and I'm being guided appropriately by the divine, I know that everything's going to be okay, and I want to share that progress with you, and I want to share the support with you in my journey with you. So please, if you have any questions or you need guidance, or you just need to hear like a nice comment from somebody, I will do my best to reply. I don't have any followers right now, so I'll respond to everybody. But if you've been guided to this message, you definitely are in need of it's probably somebody who gives a shit. And I know you don't know me, and I don't know you technically, but trust that we are one and the same. And trust me when I say that I give you my unconditional love. It doesn't matter what your intent of being here is. I give you love. I wish you healing. I hope and wish you receive healing and additional enlightenment, and for the greater good, right? So we can all live better lives, and love one another, and just learn how to love ourselves and find out what's important again, and remember what's important again. And so this is my first attempt at a video. Maybe the next one will be a tarot one. I mean, I am a tarot card reader, healer, psychic, but I don't know. I don't know what blend of things that the divine is going to ask me to provide you. But right, I just wanted to tell you who I was, a little bit about what I'm about, and I'm just going to do things as I'm guided to do them. I'm not going to have any kind of script at this point. I'm just going to wing it as I go. But my dedication to the divine is strong. I've been guided to do this. So here I am. I'm not doing it for reward. I'm doing it truly for the support of my other light workers out there who want to make this a better world, right? And to do things in the light and in truth. And I stand with you. And this will happen. Changes will come. And I love all of you, and I would really appreciate your support in any way you can give it. Again, I'm new here, but I look forward to working amongst some really talented and, well, I should say gifted tarot and oracle card workers and channelers, and I look forward to helping those in need of some guidance in this really awkward period of time of awakening, right? And you have resources, you have love. And anyway, I'm going to stop here, but I appreciate your time, and I look forward to talking to you again in the near future. If there's something that you need, or there's something that you're confused about and then you need a straight answer, I'll do my best to answer it as long as I know it. But yeah, please feel free to drop in comments. I love you. Please take care. Love and light.